guy alone inside. He's got the breakaway with the touch to the right. Goal! Everything you wanted from this debut. It's Brandon By. Taking a shot with the left. Goal! Isaac Frank from 25 yards out. The equalizer. Will Kidd with the touch of the goal. It's a go-ahead goal. Minneapolis City.
This is the People's Pitch Podcast, the official podcast of your Minneapolis City Soccer Club, brought to you by Summit Brewing Company.
Hello, friends. This is the People's Pitch Podcast, the official podcast of Minneapolis City Soccer Club. I'm your host, John, and joining me from his own personal snow fort is my fearless co-host, Nate Morales. Nate, do you have that feeling that I have that soccer is so close that you can taste it?
Oh, it's hard to believe when you look outside, but the season is only 2 months away. I feel like soccer is like right there, but it's on the other side of this mystical barrier. It's like that scene in Interstellar when he's in like the fifth dimension or whatever, and he's trying to talk to his daughter. Like, soccer is so close, I could reach out and touch it if I only knew how.
I really wish you would have said what I'm reading in the notes here. That
yeah, it's like I'm Patrick Swayze in Ghost. Like, if I concentrate hard enough, I could reach out and touch it. But I didn't know if our audience would know what the hell I'm talking about.
I don't think our audience knows like 90% of what the hell we're both talking about.
That's true.
So anyways,
beyond if you part some sort of mystical curtain, John, soccer is right there and we can touch it.
Yeah, and it's a see-through curtain. Mm-hmm. We can see it. Mm-hmm. So some might say that this is a slow news week for City, but you are wrong. We have so much to bring to you this week. Our cousins down the road had a match, and Nate is forcing me to talk about it, and I'm just joking, people. I'm happy to say what I saw. We will cover the New Look Loons as they played their first match this past weekend. It would behoove of us to talk about them because more soccer is awesome. Player news is still rolling in this week, and a City living legend was announced, and it's party time once again this coming summer. And then finally, we have a great guest in the house today, one that is not necessarily out in front, but more so behind the scenes in what he does with our U23 team.
Yeah, man, let's make the magic happen.
Let's do it.
Before we get into City news, like you said, I want to talk about the Minnesota United season opener, because although the NPSL season is like 60 days away, the MLS season is here, baby. And I think you and I, John, spent a lot of time ripping Minnesota United this offseason.
I don't know if it was like a rip. It was more of like a very constructively strong criticism.
Like, yeah, we sat them down and like, we have some concerns.
Like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed kind of thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's whether it was for their awful track record of identifying talent, or like a tone-deaf approach to getting more people involved in soccer in the market. We had some things to say, but if they've done anything right this offseason, it seems like they've gotten serious about signing some proven players who can make an impact, and they've really pulled what could be a decent team out of their asses. Whether you're talking about Grey Goose, Ike Opara, Ozzy, all these guys look like solid upgrades from last year. This Man 1 guy, I'm not convinced is better than Bobby yet, but all in all, I'm not hating this roster.
So it's actually Minoni.
I know.
So...
I know how to say it.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I just think Man 1 is funnier.
So, okay. Here's where I have to make sure I don't mince my words. So, watching the game, I had a reflective period in the first 15 minutes of the game, like nothing has changed.
No.
Like, we are right back where we started, and this is going to be year 3 of this experiment, as they call it, that is going to be interesting, and I don't know how they dig out of it, but they dug out of it. And, we all know what the scoreline was, but giving up an early goal was like, oh, God. And even Adrian Heath said, people at home watching the game probably thought the same thing, like, here we go again. So at least he acknowledged it, which I appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
But to go back to what you said, like they did make a very concerned effort to bring in more proven talent, and that was clearly on display. But I did think that some of the old guard from, who's been here that have kind of been staples really continued to show. But then you have a guy like Boxall who was basically at fault for both of the goals, who I think Brent Coleman is a better option. And why we keep burying him on our bench until it's necessity time is really shocking to me that he isn't your starting center back, because he's a guy who just he fights, and he's not just try hard, he has skill, and he's a local guy, and like, why are we not hitching our wagon to that type of player? So I had all the emotions that everyone else did watching the game, like, what the heck, here it comes again. And then, oh, it's changing. But I will also note, Nate, that like being from Wisconsin and watching across the border for many years, Minnesota sports, we tend to see a pattern of early success for a professional team in Minnesota, followed by very disappointing defeat at the end of a season.
Yeah.
So I implore Minnesota sports fans to not get overexcited about what they saw.
How about just one win?
Yes. And not yes, the winning piece, obviously. But don't get too excited about what you saw or didn't see, and focus more on, like you mentioned, the talent is there now. It's now how you layer on top of that talent and how you put together the full season. It's going to be a very interesting one, specifically with the new stadium. We don't have that many more years of this Minnesota United experiment left in us to continue to be disappointed. So I really, really hope that for everyone that they got it right now.
Yeah.
And this is the springboard for what's to come, and it's only going to get better from here on out as the years kind of stack up.
Oh, you'd hope so. I think you're right though. In the first 20 minutes, especially, plenty of missteps. I think that first goal sucked. Just a set piece problem.
Iko Para's first touch as a Minnesota United player was like straight out of bounds for a corner. Yeah.
And then even Darwin looked kind of bad in the first 20 minutes. Like he didn't really know what to do when he had the
was
ball.
In third gear the whole game.
Yep. But this Schuler thing at left mid is weird. And then near the end of the game when Angelo Rodriguez came on, he just looked as flat out bad as he did last year. Like I don't think he's the answer, but I'm optimistic that this team in general can compete against maybe the teams it should be competing against, and that is the Vancouvers, the San Joses, the Orlandos. Like, take the points where you can get them, and don't end up in last place. But then again, this was an all new Vancouver team, so who knows what a more composed and familiar with each other team will end up doing to us down the road. But for now, I think this is something we can feel okay about in the short term.
Well, I think that there's a couple other positive things to take away from this, and the one that jumps out to me that's most important is the affiliation with Madison. On the eve of the game, you see a very displeased photo of some guys that were sent to Madison for a training match against St. Louis, and yes, they may have looked a little bit perturbed, I guess is the word, that they were not in Vancouver, but they were in St. Louis with a team a step below. But if you peel back the layers of the onion or the banana, whatever you have, that affiliation is going to be so crucial to what Minnesota United does this year. And I don't see a lot of upward movement from Madison to Minnesota United. I see more downward movement from United to Madison.
Yep.
But they have a reserve outlet now, where in the past, like we were the reserve outlet where they would play against to get these guys minutes.
Yeah, there was no opportunity for anyone to get any regular minutes if you're not a regular starter.
Right. So if you fast forward to the dog days of summer, and then you throw the Gold Cup in there, and hopefully maybe a guy like Ibarra or any number of American-born players gets the call up, hopefully, to the national team. But injuries pile up.
Yeah.
Hopefully now there'll be less of a 3-game skid of losses, because your top guys aren't there like they were, missing for the World Cup and through injury last year and in the previous years. But now you'll see guys that are more battle tested and have gotten those game minutes in Madison that can step right in and play. And I think that's something huge to think about as they move forward.
Cool. Well, on to City news. This week, City announced another signing that I think people have definitely been waiting for. And of course, I'm talking about the return of a true man of the people, Martin Brown Jr. Martin first joined Minneapolis City during the storied undefeated U.S. Open Cup run of 2016. And was it 2016 or 2017?
Well, it's 2016.
2016, that's what I thought. It doesn't feel that long ago. And he quickly cemented himself as the staple of the midfield. He's got a mixture of great vision, some foot skills, and a dangerous left foot, and that combination has kept teams guessing ever since. Martin has featured in 27 games for Minneapolis City, piling up 2,027 minutes with 9 goals, 8 assists, and only 1 card that whole time. Pretty amazing stat line over the course of the last 3 years.
Nate, I could really only start one way here, and that's just saying that Marty is really next level. And I'm not just talking about the skills you mentioned or that silky smooth left foot he has, but his mental aptitude and critical thinking on the soccer field is so advanced. I see it more times than most people do, because I get to watch training. We talk a lot about how some players play with us at whether it's U23 or MPSL, and then they maybe go back to school and they're so far ahead of the players that they're around that their passes or decision making that they go through may go uncompleted because they're thinking ahead of their teammates. And this is almost the case with Martin with us, that he's just thinking at a totally different level. And luckily we have the players that are not too far away from his thought process on the field. But he just sees the game at such an ease that it almost looks like he's at some points not putting in a lot of effort, because he doesn't have to.
Yeah.
But in the reality of it, it's just so much slower for him than some players at this level, and he can just do so much more because of that. Really a true heartbeat for a team, and I'm so happy that we can have him back this year. He's a gem of a person off the field and such a special player. And he just informed us that he and his wife are pregnant, and he's not only having his first child, but he's also having his second child, because they're having twins.
Oh,
So congrats to the Browns, and I'm pretty sure he's going to have to use and apply that critical thinking on the field to the home life, especially having 2 kids at the same time.
Oh, I can't imagine juggling 2 babies. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Martin.
So before we move on, Nate, I want to ask you a quick question. What's your favorite Marty moment thus far?
Yeah. Ooh. Oh man. Okay, so I'm going to go with the Marty specialty, which is a free kick. And I think it's back in May of 2017 at home against Duluth. I'm not sure if it was the home opener, but it was that 2017 first month was really gross, really rainy.
That was our home opener.
That was the home opener. So just disgusting weather. And if I remember that day, just cold and drizzly, and it was really strange May. But Martin, in the middle of it, had a beautiful free kick from about dead center, 20 yards out, that he took with the inside of his left foot, and he sent it curving from what would have gone wide left of the goal to curve just inside the post and beat a diving keeper. It's just amazing. There's a slow motion GIF of it on the Giphy page, the Minneapolis City Giphy page. If you don't know, you can always go to Giphy.com and search Minneapolis City, and you can come up with all sorts of animated GIFs from game footage, which is pretty awesome. And I was watching it because they slow it down too in that GIF, and you can just see how the ball curves. It was awesome in that kind of weather. The slick surface, the slick ball. That was just cool that he was able to do it, and it put the Crows up 1-0, and that was a lead that would last until stoppage time when we gave up the tying goal.
So another thing to note about that before I get into mine was, so a week before that, we had our last preseason game, and I know for a fact
that was against the U of M.
The U of M, and I know for a fact that there were players and staff members from Duluth that came down to watch that to scout us, because I saw them in the stands.
Yep.
And in stoppage time of that game, right before stoppage time, he sent in a similar free kick. So if you go back to that GIF that you're talking about, and you look at it, the Duluth defenders, the goalie actually inserts an extra person into the wall to account for Martin's ability, and he still beat them.
They thought he was going to curve it in the same way he did against Minnesota, which would be kind of start towards the center of the net and curve all the way to the right to go to that far corner. But instead he went outside. They just weren't ready for that.
Right, exactly.
Right
but
around the wall. It was awesome.
They tried to counter that by putting an extra guy in there to make it even more difficult, and he was like, all right,
I'll just go around the wall.
I see you and I raise you. Mine, Nate, is his upper 90 left-footed banger last season against Dakota Fusion.
Yes.
And the reason why I picked that one was because it kind of went along with what I mentioned about his kind of next level and his mental ability. The play kind of unfolded where he intercepted a pass through the midfield with relative ease, I might add. And then he steps in the passing lane, gets the ball, it kind of bounces around, gets a 1-2 from Steve, and the ball kind of popped up on him, and he not necessarily expecting that. And instead of taking the extra touch like most people would have to try to incorporate some more space to get a shot off or to make another decision, he hit it first time because he saw the window. And I mean, there was not room on either side of that ball to fit in the upper 90 any more than he did. But he hit it through traffic, and you can go on Minneapolis City's YouTube page, and you can go to the Dakota Fusion highlights, and you can see that one. But that one was him capitalizing on something that he saw quicker than anybody else and being able to execute at that precision. So that's why I chose that one.
That's great.
We are so close to completing our interviews with all of our staff from the coaching perspective, but there are a few that we have yet to hear from. We would like to welcome a key member, one we have not talked to yet, of our youth in quotation mark development in the club. That is U23 coach Ryan Nichols. Nickler, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, you guys.
We hear that you have a special guest with you, and that would be the Summit Ratskeller box that we've been pimping on this show for like a month.
Yes, this is my third 12-pack of the year of 2019, and I am currently sipping on an XPA and loving it.
Oh, see, I'm so glad that
That's
our advertising that we do on this show, Nate, it works.
It works, people.
It works.
Send us money.
Yeah,
I actually got into I got into like geeking out with the guy at the Target liquor store about it, and he was like, if you let the get smoked one, if you let it breathe for like 20 minutes, then that's way better. So we were geeking out about it.
Oh.
See, look at that. And then you were like, well, I play for Summit soccer team, so F you, buddy.
I pretty much know
Yeah.
everything about Summit.
Yeah. So, Ryan, outside of the folks that are close to the club or were at the member meeting, friends of the Feather don't really know who you are. Tell us a little bit about your background. Where are you from? Did you play soccer? You know, the gossip that people would like to know about Ryan Nichols.
All the dirty details.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, yeah,
you don't have to
so-
go. You don't have to dig the skeletons. But
I'll keep it PG.
I mean,
PG details.
you can go R-rated. Let's not go to the X category.
I love it. Well, I am a St. Louis Park boy. I grew up there ever since I was 5. Played for St. Louis Park High School. I went to Bethel University in St. Paul. Played there for 4 years, D3. We were kind of the whipping boys of the MIAC a little bit. We competed, but we're not in the playoff picture, unfortunately. But that through that experience, our head coach Matt Van Binscoten was the assistant coach for Bethel at the time, and we met, and he kind of got me into coaching, and so we started working together at Fusion Soccer Club, and he helped me get a high school job with Maple Grove in the fall of 2017. And then, obviously, he got involved with City and asked if I would like to join and come along on this excellent adventure. And here I am, making connections. And now I'm working with Adam, obviously, at De La Salle. I'm his right-hand man, along with Marty as well. So, soccer journey, lots of places, lots of help from Mr. Van Binscoten, and lots of fun people.
So it's almost like you're reading my show notes here. So my next question. So basically, in the NFL, much is made of like the coaching tree,
The Bill Belichick coaching tree.
like or like the Bill Walsh coaching tree, or now it
goes
seems
back to Bill Parcells and all that.
yeah,
A lot of
now
Bills.
it seems,
A lot of Bills.
a lot of Bills, yeah, and now it seems to be like the tree that that like Sean McVay comes from, and this new tree of coaches. So where there's an innovator, there's always a trickle down effect where a staff member learns that new system or innovation or methodology, and then goes on to lead other teams. So essentially, I kind of traced your tree back a little bit, and it goes back to the soccer Buddha himself, Jeremy Iwaskovic, who was your coach at Bethel.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about, you choosing to go on the coaching track as a profession, and how maybe Jeremy, and then you mentioned a little bit another disciple of his tree, Matt Van Binscoten, who's our NPSL head coach. Take me back through maybe what started with playing for Jeremy, and how maybe you've taken that through into your own coaching.
Definitely. Well, yes, Jeremy is the soccer Buddha, and it's a very fitting term because he's very like life development philosophical in his coaching approach, and that was something that I really appreciated, is that beyond just playing soccer, he invests very heavily in dude's development. Like we still chat from time to time, obviously, like he's still around the city picture a little bit, and gotten coffee and lunch with him a couple times, and he still, even beyond me graduating, has invested heavily in my development as a person. And having mentor figures like that has been so key for my development professionally as a coach and as a human being.
Yeah.
So I thought, heck, I like soccer. I like that aspect of being a mentor, and if I can be a mentor to someone else coming up, the next branch of the coaching tree, then, I mean, what else is there to do with life? Drink beer and mentor people.
Right, exactly. And, I think it's important too. I mean, if you look at, Amin, who's coming on to our coaching staff as kind of the coach's intern, if you will, this year, he's inserting himself into the tree. And I think, that, like you said, it's paying it forward a little bit. I know you'll do a good job of kind of giving him the ins and outs of what it was like when you first came on, and and when you get into bigger and better things in coaching, your tree's going to grow, and then we'll give you a cool name like Soccer Buddha.
Oh man.
At that point.
The soccer Gandhi.
There you go. So some coaches are big fans of try-hard guys, and some feel more connected to a certain position grouping. Like I played a 6. Like those guys who play the deep lying midfield are very close to me, and others kind of attached to a certain style of play. What would you say you gravitate more towards as a coach, or is it something I listed, or is it maybe something different?
Well, there's the people I think I gravitate toward because of where I played, and I was a center back, and I was the try hard guy. I was never gonna beat someone with technical skill, but I was hopefully gonna outwork them, and so I love those kind of people that just no nonsense center back or outside back or even a six, who just take no BS and kick ass and take names.
That's
Love
why we're
those
good
kind
friends.
of players. But I also, there's a half of me that's like, wow, I really love these streaky technical players because it's the side of soccer that I've never experienced personally. Like, wow, I'll never be able to do that, and you can already do that, and you're 15. I like you. But I think
It's like a whole new world opening up to you.
It is. It is. But I think the number one, the overall, is I love the no-nonsense players that are going to get stuck in. And that's a Jeremy Yavashkovic term, get stuck in.
I mean, it all goes.
I
It
don't
all
know if
ladders
he, I
up.
don't know if he invented it.
I mean, he may have. We don't know.
I think he did.
He may have. He may have gone back. That'd be funny.
We have a couple of Jeremy sayings. He's like, get stuck in, get after it. Let's see. He loved to talk about winning balls in the air.
It's because he's that's because he's 9 feet tall. He
That's
always
true.
won balls in the air
He is.
as a player. So
Ryan, we're now in the second year of this U23 squad. And this is a squad that you were really key in helping City get off the ground in the first place last year. Can you give the listeners a little bit more insight into how last year went from your perspective? Like, let's start. Like, what was it like at the beginning, trying to build this thing and kind of learning the whole way?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot like trying to fly a plane while building the plane, but it was a really nice and talented plane. I mean, you get so many guys, and like John, you know better than most because you brought all of them in. Really talented group of players and genuine good dudes who wanted to come and train and like Jeremy says, get after it. So Matt and I last year had a really fun time just running simple sessions and just getting the dudes to start competing. And we enjoyed trying to, because we'd always go 11s at the end of sessions, and we enjoyed trying to stick one or two to the NPSL team. And so I think that mentality that a lot of these guys, because they're in college and they're looking to learn and get better, and that mentality of we're going to come in, we're going to train hard, and we're going to relish this underdog role and try to beat out some NPSL guys, I think we all kind of stuck to that philosophy, and it was really good.
What kind of stuff did you find that you knew at the end of the season or the end of the summer that you wish that you knew when the summer started?
Oh man, I think, well, in terms of me and my own coaching journey,
Yeah.
I really wish that I had been just more assertive and confident at the beginning as I was at the end. And I ended up building really great relationships with a lot of the guys in the 23s. But I remember the first couple weeks coming in and being like, wow, all these guys are way better than me at soccer. How am I supposed to coach them? But as you get into it, you realize that they're good dudes and they're good soccer players, but I'm learning as a coach, and I'm the boss of them. So, I mean, it was always just like I'm in charge, so I got to own it.
Yeah.
But I think that was what I would tell myself at the beginning of the season, and any young coaches, not that I'm not young, but
Just
young
own it,
coaches
yeah.
out there, just own it. Own the authority and own your own knowledge.
Yeah.
is there one particular moment from last year that stands out to you from the season? Like maybe
yes.
maybe a highlight or a low light?
This was an everything package. This was a low light and a highlight. We went down to Nebraska to play Bug Eaters, and I was originally not even going on the trip. I had a club fusion duties that weekend, but that trip got canceled, and so I ended up driving a van down there, 6.5 hours, just hanging with the dudes. And I think it was it Jackson? Jackson White got injured in the warm-ups, and we had brought like 13 dudes down there to begin with. And Jackson gets injured in the warm-ups, and Matt goes, all right, Nichols, you're playing left back. So I ended up jumping in and playing Bug Eaters after a 6.5-hour van drive. And not to mention like not being in shape at all. But I played in 90 minutes, and I gave away the winning penalty in the 90th minute, and we lost 1-0.
Excellent.
So that is a highlight and a lowlight of making my City U23 debut and messing it up in one game.
I was getting, my instinct was to be like, were you rostered? And then I realized, like, who gave a shit? Didn't matter if you were rostered. Just a friendly in Nebraska.
And you can say one thing that no coach that we've ever had can say, and you have an official career appearance for Minneapolis City that none of us have.
Dan almost did.
Almost, but I was coaching that day, and there was no way.
No way you were letting him out there.
No, like we had to go. We would have had to go down to like 7 guys, and they would have had to get us to a forfeit. And I'd have been like, "All right, Dan, you're in."
All right, so on to this year. There is probably a high likelihood, right, Ryan, that some guys from last year's U23 team are either going to move up to NPSL or they're going to move on to other teams. They might just be replaced because there's better opportunities or better options out there. Do you think we can expect a decent core from last year to return? I mean, that is if you're allowed to tell us yet. I don't know what the situation is.
I will not reveal any specifics, but yes, we do have a good core of dudes coming back, as well as obviously guys that are in the picture to move up to the NPSL team and who are already rostered on the NPSL team. Again, not naming names, but that's for Dan on Twitter.
Nice. Cool. So I mean, that's kind of the thing is it's not like we're resetting this U23 squad every year, hoping to find the next youngest, hottest players. It's really like these guys are going to be building on their successes, building on what they've been learning year after year, in the hopes of breaking through with a team either like ours or another one in somewhere higher up on the pyramid. Yeah,
exactly. I think the cool thing is that this program was meant to not just be a one and done. It is an extension of the investment that we're making in the NPSL guys. It's hey, we see a lot of talent in you, and we want to invest in you in the long haul. So maybe you're on the U23s for a year or 2, even 3, but I can say that we're looking at all these guys on the U23 team of how can we progress them onto the NPSL team, preferably, or if not, then we can move them on to whatever situation would fit them best. But it's an investment, and it's not just hey, I'm gonna come train for a little while, have some fun, and leave.
Cool.
And then that's a testament to the guys that we're bringing in, is they're good dudes who want to invest in something.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So John talks quite a bit about the fairly extensive trial process that City puts all its players through. How has that portion of the preseason gone so far for you? And what types of players were you and someone like Jeremy Handler looking to bring in to help fill out this roster?
Yeah, it's been fun so far. I know the Buddha made a couple of tryout appearances and did some evaluations with us.
I like when he kind of just like fades into the picture, like John, when you and I are up in the booth every once in a while, and there he is, just
hanging out.
Hey guys, just watching. Gonna
with
give
his
you
scarf
my
on.
thoughts if you want.
It's one of those things where all of a sudden you hear this, or you feel this gentle hand on your shoulder, and you turn around and it's Jeremy.
And
he's
you
like,
wonder,
"How's it going, buddy?"
Has he been there the whole time?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Anyway, sorry, continue. So, what were you guys looking to bring in to fill out the roster throughout this tryout process?
Yeah, we had a few positions that we were trying to nail down. One of them being center back, which was nice for me, being someone who was a center back, and I feel like I know my way around evaluating what a center back brings to the table, and so that was a fun process for me to really dive into that position. We were also looking for a couple wingers. I know that, and it was. I feel like that was kind of the extent, or the bulk of the tryout. The evaluate. What's the word I'm looking for? The evaluees.
Yeah, you
the
had
trialists.
You had some
The
targets.
trialists.
The
Trialists.
Yeah,
That one.
yeah.
That
had
one.
some
Yeah.
positional targets that you were looking at.
Yes.
Otherwise, you felt pretty confident in the guys that we have. That's good.
Definitely.
So we went through the schedule on last week's show, and it is quite a bit different from last year's fixtures. I think a little more talent coming into town to play the U23s, a little more talent on the road. The players, it sounds like, had some input into how that schedule was developed as an area of improvement that the club needed to address. What are your thoughts on the kind of programs that we're going to be facing this season versus last season?
Yeah, I'm super excited for our schedule this season, and I know this is no disrespect to the people that we played last year. It was all just a little kind of humdrum. Oh, we're playing this team and this team.
It was very
And
much
I
cobbled together.
Yes.
It felt a little slapdash, as they say.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think with this year, it's so much more well organized, and the players really made that happen. And I know that we sent out a lot of feedback requests, and that was one of the big areas of improvement. And I think we've just done a bang up job with it. The schedule is official, and we're even promoting spectators. You guys come out and watch the U23s play because they're damn good, and we're going to be playing some damn good competition too. And again, no disrespect to the teams that we played last year, because I know there's a couple of repeats in there as well, but the whole thing just looks so much more official, and I'm excited.
Yeah. What, in your mind, what is the must-watch U23 game of the summer? If you think, City fans should make it to one U23 game just to get to know these guys and to see the talent on display.
Can it be the one that I make
heat?
an appearance in?
Yeah. You can't,
I think.
You're going to predict that one?
I mean, if you're looking at the roster that we'll eventually get into on the show, that I know is locked in, and what we're trying to fill for our last open tryout, you're not seeing the field this year.
That's unfortunate.
We have plenty of guys now.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm happy with my one appearance. I can happily retire now.
Yeah.
I know I'm excited for the Green Bay game, and I forget, are they coming here or are we going there?
It's a home and away. Yeah.
It is a home. Well, even better then. I've never even been to Green Bay, so it's a chance for me to explore John's home state of Wisconsin.
Titletown.
Titletown.
Yeah, it's fine. You can go to Brett Favre's Steakhouse.
It's no Milwaukee.
It's true.
It is no Milwaukee.
It's no Milwaukee.
All right, so
That's true.
now on to the fun, Ryan. So noted last week with our guest Nick Hines, if you joined us for that episode, listeners, we put our guests through the old Lupient Automotive Speed Round, but it's time for something new this year. We're going to play a little game called Word Association.
Oh, man.
And we are so close to a new sponsor for this segment and an official name, so definitely stay tuned for that, listeners. It's going to be awesome. But Ryan, I'm going to say a word, and you just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. And we ask all of our participants in our wild games here. Do you need to open up another member of your Ratskeller box beforehand, or you need to stretch or anything, or are you good to go?
You know what? Let me open up another bottle. I'm on my way.
Yeah,
I'm on my way. What should I take out? Should I take out a Get Smoked?
Well, then you have to let it breathe for 10 minutes. So we learned.
Oh yeah, you're right. Nope,
Yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
get the other one. Get the other one.
Yeah. So let us know. It's not the speed round, but we do want to make sure we keep things moving here. So we don't want the 10-minute let it breathe.
Yeah, no, that's too long. All right.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. So number 1, Minneapolis City.
Soccer.
Coaching.
Ryan.
Bird.
Crow.
Fireside.
The side.
Twitter.
Dan Hudeman.
Training.
Coffee. There's a coffee mug here.
St. Louis Park.
Chato Alvarado.
Match day.
Bug Eaters.
Winning.
Undefeated.
Formation.
Adam Pribble.
Spam.
Tony Lazanchek.
Communication.
Bizworm. Dang it. It was the wrong word. It was the wrong word.
I made it. Bug Eaters.
Penalty.
EPA.
Summit.
And then, last but not least, the Brotherhood.
Minneapolis City. John Bizworm, Adam Pribble, Matt Van Manscoten, everybody.
All right, so you made it through. I like to give everyone a grade. I'm going to give you a B. And the reason why I give you a B was because coffee mug made 0 sense. So
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta really
I failed on
dig
that
in
one.
deep.
Right, but I mean, last week Nick Hines got a C+, so we're getting better. So
all right.
That's good. So you're the leader out of the early clubhouse for us. So
Good.
So Ryan, thank you so much for joining us on the show this week. We really appreciate it, and I look forward to watching the U23s this season and another year of your help developing the next generation of players for the MPSL team. So I really appreciate you joining us tonight.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, man. And thus ends tonight's show. Thanks, as always, to our sponsor, Summit Brewing, of the Rathskeller box that Ryan is enjoying right now. St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, and that means that my favorite Summit is just about on tap at bars all across the state, and I'm talking about my Bach, my friends. The sippable yet strong set of suds is going to quench your thirst and help you forget about the snow. Summit, a more meaningful brew since 1986. I don't think there will... I can remember that there's been this much snow at St. Patrick's Day in a long, long time. Anyway, if giving back to the community means a lot to you, maybe it is time to give to the club that gives back. Minneapolis City is a 501c3 that provides a safe, reliable, and fun environment for young people to play the beautiful game. Look for us this summer playing in parks and community centers all around the city, and consider a tax-deductible donation to a true city-focused organization. Now is the right time to grab that Minneapolis City membership. It's the best deal in soccer for only $80. You get membership, or your membership gets you a season pass to 10 NPSL home games, not to mention 7 U23 games. You also get an exclusive membership scarf, 2 flex tickets so you can share your love of Minneapolis City with your friends, and a membership card that gets you 10% off at the club shop and deals on Summit at our official game day bar, Palmer's. Plus, you get that vote on important club matters, including selecting the membership board. Visit mplscitysc.com and make it happen. Send us mail. It is easy. Hit us up on Twitter at The People's Pitch, or email us at mcscpodcast@gmail.com. All questions, comments, and concerns are welcome. And as always, you can complain to the club at mplscitysc. And that's all for this week. Once again, we're going to leave you with our house MC, Miles Stockman-Willis, a.k.a. Malaise. I am Nate. That is John. This has been Ryan. Get those memberships while they're hot, friends.
And you got hoofed.
I see the real you, yeah, boo, I found you. So don't ever frown when loneliness is around you. I'ma show you that someone should crown you, not clown you, but pursue virtue would never hurt you. Critical in distance, touch is digital, biblical. Till death, love is unconditional. Telling us we're a team and not two individuals. For you, I give my spleen, the spiritual and the physical. Loving what is fragile isn't always fixable, but I see what's invisible. See it with vex visuals. Grab my hand, hold it. We gon' think the unthinkable. I promise we will float, that our boat's unsinkable. I promise I'ma drown in you, let you drown in me. Reveal the recipe, you I love to overfeed. I love it. Let's proceed slowly, not go bad like moldy. Ravioli, rigatoni. Girl, I'm I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Free, girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Temptation's about to give in, but I'm staying true. If I sin, may I be forgiven for a few. What we got to lose? Nothing. You just gotta listen. Such a good girl. Great. Just made a bad decision. One and done. She looking fine. Nothing missing. But got my hands tied like I'm the villain. Evil only swallows pride, but I'm sometimes kidding. Finger licker kitty after feed the kittens. Cute shit. Kiss me softer than a baby's grip. New sense of high when she bites her lower lip. If she quit, make my heart skip, then snip. When we're together like ice cream mixed with some mint pepper. Shawty had to rescue my respiratory. Wants a man who's a man, that is mandatory. Only without her off the pad, like I never met with Dory. Help her write her story, take the qualms out her quarry. Girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Selfie Thomas as the rollie. Always be my plus one. Shawty is my bogey. In it for the long haul, not for the trophy. Every day, feeling greater than Tony. Falling for her, and I think she falling for me too. Falling like two V's, make a W. Type of dude to build you up and make the rubble move. Type of dude to have my phone out all in front of you. Only cause you got my back. Presence always sets the mood. Never starts any trouble without any proof. No problems if there was, make the puzzle poof. Laugh it off. Goofballs, you should see the spoof. Girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free. Just tell me when you fall for me, please. Just tell me when you fall. Free, girl, I'm free falling for you. Still, temptation follows free.